In this video, we're going to go through how to create a team, how to post content into that team, and then how to get student work back to you. Before we start on creating teams, I'd like you to just check something. If you'd created teams previously, in previous years, can you scroll down to the bottom of your list of teams, have a look in hidden teams, and just see if there's any old classes in there. Now the trouble is they may be hidden for you, but I've seen a lot of students with previous years teams that they're still seeing and can still interact with. So you can delete them by clicking the three little dots and choosing delete. If you don't want to delete them, there is another method. You can archive them that's in another video, and if you ask, I'll send you the link to that. But it's best if we can kind of clean up before you get started. So to create a team, at the top right here, or if you're in a different view, you'll find it down the bottom left. Click join or create team, and then create team, and we're going to create a class. Name it so it's obvious for everyone. And once it's created the team, you want to add the students. I'm just going to add one so we can look at what they see and add. You can add multiple names in here and then add at the end. You don't have to add them one at a time. Close that. Oh, if you want to share and have another teacher involved so they can assess, especially if you want to kind of maybe share with your Holler, if that's what they want, you can add them there and they get full permissions as you do. Okay, so the first thing you want to do before anything else is you need to decide whether you want to allow your students to post conversations in the post section of your teams. Now you know your class, whether you can trust them or not. Either you have a talk with them this week and tell them, don't do this and trust them. But if you think you just don't want them to post anyway, in where it says general, there's three little dots here when you hover over. Click on that and go to manage channel, and you've got these options of anyone can post, but it will alert them, everyone will see it, or you can just turn off posts for everyone except yourself. So that's up to you how you want to do it. Okay, so to post content, if we go to Microsoft Stream here, I've got some videos. These little dots, click on that and we click on share. I just want to copy this link to the video. And I want to say, watch this video and complete the work. To add lines in this, you hold down the shift and hit enter. That's a line break. If you just hit enter, that basically posts it. And then just Control V for paste, and that pastes in the link to the stream. And we click go, and that's off to the student. Now, something you need to consider is YouTube videos. Now, I would imagine most of the videos you're going to be posting are from YouTube. So we're just going to go to YouTube and have a look here. Can I ask you to, when you're, before you post a link from YouTube, can you please log into YouTube using your school email and password? So every one of you has a Google account, so you can log into YouTube using your school email and your school password. And this gives you a different perspective on YouTube. This is you're linked in with the school specifically. Now, this mainly affects years 7 to 9, but it will affect anyone with a Chromebook. You can see underneath this video here, it says video not approved for SCBC.WA. Now, we have a restricted mode on the Chromebooks that say we don't want students searching for pornography or extreme violence, and there is that kind of content on YouTube. So duty of care means that we are restricting them whether they're at school or at home. So if you want a video, you just want to double check. Not all of them need to be approved. Some of them are already vetted and approved for young children. So you just need to click approve, and that means that the students will be able to see that when you share this video. And to share it, you can just copy this URL, and again in your team, you can just paste that in, and there'll be a link directly into YouTube. Now, in your videos, you may be asking for content to be completed, or assignments to be completed by the student, or work, just general work to be completed by the student. Now, one issue you may find is how to review this work. And the other issue is also if you're posting lots of content here, typically students, I find anyway, students kind of look what they can see on the screen and don't bother scrolling up, and so they kind of complete that work and think they're done. And so if they've missed, they can miss quite a lot of work. So there's two ways you can deal with this. One is through assignments. So if we click on assignments, this is one way of you getting feedback to know that the students are actually completing the work. So if we create an assignment, I'm going to say okay. Now, to make this easy on them, we can add a resource, and we're going to create a new file, and this is going to be a Word document, and this is now you can always ask them to complete this. Again, what you find is if you put in assignments, you'll have a list of assignments they're expected to do, and even if they've missed a post, they can look through their assignments and see what they have not submitted, and they'll know that there's still work to be done. And you can also put that content here. So you can still post your links in there as well. Now, your document doesn't have to be empty. If I click into this, we can open this up and actually there we go, and you can format anything you need to do. And so when I close this, that also saves, so if a student opens this, they're ready to fill in your document. Now you can upload a document rather than create them there, and that gives them the same options. And then just don't forget to change the due date, because it's typically the day after you set it. And then assign. So we'll just have a quick look at what the student sees. So I'll just refresh this. Okay, so the student, if they're online, they'll get an alert that they've got this. The other benefit of doing it this way is the assignments pop up in the posts as well. So yeah, we've got this list here, but they can kind of go, right, I know I need to complete this work. This is something specific. It's not you saying something in a video hidden somewhere. So when you click in, they start editing their own version. Okay, so regardless of whether they save, close, hand in, or don't hand in, if we go back to the work and we click in here, we'll just do a quick refresh of my assignments, and this is the teacher view. If I click into here and have a look at this, immediately I can see where they're up to. I can see whether they've started, whether they're halfway through, or whether they've finished. So that kind of is a live update at all times. The other way you can do this is through Class Notebook. Now, you can create a notebook that's already created, but that's a little bit more involved work. But you can just set your class notebook up to how you want it, and you can add to it afterwards as well. You can create a notebook and then add content into your notebook. And again, the bonus with this is you can see a live update of where students are at any given time. It takes a little while to set up. So what we're going to do is very briefly look at another. So if I go into my ATAR computer science class and have a look at their class notebook, what you can do is you can go into individual students and just look at where they're up to in their notes or specific work assignments, and then check that they're doing what they're meant to be doing.